Hello and welcome to Galactic Developments. Galactic Developments is a history of the future, told in many events on a common timeline. Year 2445, the Scum Festival enters the mainstream. For 60 years, the Scum Festival has been a regular meeting of unregistered space vehicles, of outsiders, harborless vessels, and tugboats with habited barges. Most people living on these vehicles do not have a residence permit for any space city or station. Many are stateless. Station administrators regard them as criminals or scum. In fact, many of these vehicles are not even allowed to dock at the major stations, let alone the Mars elevator access points. Meeting in empty space is the only way for them to exchange things like spare parts, autofabs, fab resources, and ready-made everyday items. The Scum Festival began as a trade meeting of 5 barges with tugged habitat containers. Every 25 months, during the Mars-Jupiter conjunction, the vessels met to trade hardware and food and to talk without light lag. At that time, they talked primarily about existential needs and strategies of how to deal with common problems. Very early on, they also had social and cultural events in addition to business meetings. The 13th meeting, which at that time was not yet called a festival, was attended by the meme slam legend Greg Kabamba. The performance was staged as an underground event, but Kabamba had invited a media team that generated a lot of attention in the inner system. They achieved an integrated pH value of 15, that is, percentage hours market share, which means that the program got an average attention span of 1 hour from 15% of the target group. That was huge, enough to attract 2,000 fans with their own vehicles at the next meeting. From then on, visitor numbers and show acts increased steadily. At the 18th festival, a decommissioned troop transporter was rented as the event location. Starting with the 21st Scum Festival, the event took place every Mars year. Today, the Scum Festival is a mainstream event. Hundreds of mobile units meet and link up. They are joined by visitors arriving by commercial travel. The number of visitors exceeds the number of Scum vessel crews by far. The organizers rent the docks of Stinn, a Norwegian space habitat, as the venue. System-wide known artists perform live and in person. There are many music concerts, media presentations, art projects, and interactive competitions. In addition to passive media, music, film, virtual and augmented reality, sensory links, meme slams, and walkthroughs, there are multiple formats with audience participation, like interactive media, avatar theater, crowd directing, and asymmetric adventures. New stars are born at every Scum Festival, but the uncanned live mode of the event also makes hyped stars fall when their performance disappoints. The ISCC, the Inner System Creative Competition, is regularly held at the Scum Festival. Also, starting with Scum 25, the presentation of the MFP Slink Awards, the Markdorf Filmcraft Production Sensor Link Award, takes place parallel to the festival. The cream of the Sol System's media stars is in attendance. For security reasons, the MFP Slink Awards are celebrated at the Stinn Congress Center. Many news agencies report from the festival. The broadcasting rights are free. Professional and semi-professional Slinkers stream around the clock. Millions take part in quasi-real-time and quasi-live. But Slink is not Scum, as they say. A Slink stream cannot replace the personal experience. That is why 38,000 visitors still gather at Stinn every Mars year. Admission is limited to 38,000, and the organizers do not want the numbers to grow any further. The event is financed by catering, merchandising, and performance rights. Visitors must pay for life support and security insurance themselves. Both are included in the accommodation costs at quality hotels. Live sec packages are available for the other 25,000 who camp in troop carriers for 2 weeks. The tickets are also free of charge. One half of the tickets are raffled off, and the other half is distributed through CRAP, a leading creative workers' reputation network. People pay horrendous prices on the black market. This was Galactic Developments, year 2445. I'm a physicist and I've always been interested in history. That's a good combination for the history of the future. I want to stay as close as possible to reality. Above all, this applies to technology, which should be scientifically sound or at least reasonably explainable. But it also applies to social and economic developments. If you think that I've presented something unrealistically, write me in the comments. Or, if I've raised more questions than I've answered, please also ask me in the comments. More events from the future can be found at galacticdevelopments.com. If you have a futuristic topic you'd like me to discuss, drop me a line. If you want to use an idea or add something yourself, feel free to do so. I have already written hundreds of events, and I would love to read other stories from this future. Write me if I can help.